Hey guys, welcome to Crickcast, a cricket podcast. So once again, we are back with a post-match podcast. So finally, the group stage is over, and we have four clear, concrete teams who are finally going to the playoffs. So what an exciting tournament it has been, and by far, it has been the best tournament in my opinion. I'll definitely go to the other members in the panel as well. But before going that, let me introduce once again. I am Mayuk. And before going to Raktimda and Sudarshan, I just want to tell all of the viewers that my heartfelt, uh, what do you call it?
Condolences.
Yeah, I just want to say that my emotions go out with all the teams who didn't manage to go because this was such a fiercely fought competition, and the tournament was completely worth it. So having said that, I'll straight away go to both of you. So what a competition it has been because have you guys seen an IPL more fiercely competed than this?
Well, as far as I know, this is the most competitive IPL I've ever seen. And you just imagine like two teams of 14 with 14 points qualify, and the teams with 12 points are staying at the bottom of the table. You just imagine.
Yeah,
So that is how, like, just one match, and it's all about net run rate. And there are three teams with 14 points, and one with 16 and one with 18. So this is so, and like, you hardly have any kind of difference. And I also feel that there were even more close games, such as, like, you never know which team would have qualified. For example, Kings 11 Punjab had a very close game with KKR, and maybe they also had one super over match. So I think there were two or three super over matches in this uh, IPL. And I remember one single day we had some three super overs. Uh, in the sense, like, one super over also got tied. So
yeah.
such is the competition. Such is the kind of competition we have seen in this IPL, and it's really saddening to see. Uh, like which those play, I mean teams which have not qualified. So uh, I whole and soul actually give my condolences to them. But well
Absolutely.
played, everybody. So it's anybody's game today. So in any team which plays well, and bit of luck is what which matters. So it is a kind of a very good team spirit, and friendly nature of IPL should actually continue. So that is what I think.
Absolutely. So I'll straight away go to Raktimda on a slightly most probably on this regards only. So I just want to ask you first of all, tough luck today because KKR was really looking up to today's match, and it's a very hard thing to accept when when for most of the time you had been in the fourth position and suddenly near the finishing line you miss out on that position. So it's generally a very hard to take thing. But having said that, there are also a lot of positives from KKR's point of view. Because first of all, you got an excellent captain now, which was not there in the start of the tournament. So you have Morgan, and you can really build a team with Morgan leading from the front in the next year, because the next IPL is around 6-7 months away. And secondly, also a lot of youngsters who really showed character. Shubman Gill is really now coming up, and so there are a few positives also in KKR.
Yeah, absolutely. See, basically this year, and the last match of KKR, the last match which they played, it was, I will say, it was the best performance by KKR this year. Not only this year, it was one of the best performance of KKR ever. The last match which they played, I guess it was on Sunday.
Yeah,
Uh, so that is the potential that actually KKR has. KKR is a very, very good team on pen and paper. If you look at the players, starting from Subman Gill, Tripathi, Indian players, Nitish Rana. Then the foreign players like an excellent captain, as you said, Morgan, Dinesh Karthik, he took an outstanding catch the previous day. It was a flying catch. I guess one of the best catches in this IPL in this year. Followed by Cummings. Uh, Obviously, Dre Russ is there. Even though Dre Russ, it was not quite a good year for Andre Russell, but he played a good knock in the previous match. And if you look at the bowling unit, Cummings was there, chipping in with the other bowlers. For example, Sunil Narayan, then Varun Tripathi. Varun Tripathi has also got a chance in the Australian series. He has been selected for the Australian series based on his performance in KKR. It's of course positive things for KKR and positive, very good news for cricket, very good news for Indian cricket. But I would like to say that there is a saying that if I went to give an exam and if I depend on my friends, that doesn't happen. I have to know the syllabus in and out. I can't depend fully on my friends. So that was the thing with KKR. KKR depended on others. KKR depended on Hyderabad losing, Chennai winning, run rate going down, run rate going up. So this thing doesn't happen. It's all about luck. You have to go through. That's the plain and simple way in cricket. And I can't depend on others for my qualification. KKR can't depend on others for their qualification. Anything can happen on a cricket match. I mean, a team like Mumbai, Hyderabad has beaten a team like Mumbai when it mattered. So, I would say that, you have to fill up your stocks and you have to qualify on your own strength rather than depending on others. KKR and if KKR would have won the match versus Chennai, which was their second last match versus Chennai, KKR was almost winning the match. And, then Jadeja played an excellent knock. He scored some 30 runs in 15, 16 balls. It was an excellent knock. And he turned the match around. But KKR was almost winning that match. So if KKR would have won that match, then KKR would have got 16 points. And in that case, Bangalore would have been going out. It's a very interesting table this year. I mean, all the teams have played very well till the last day, till today. Nothing was confirmed who is going to qualify, apart from Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings. Every other team had had a slight chance. So the level of IPL is going up. Gone are the days in which Kings 11 used to sit at the bottom of the table. Delhi used to sit at the bottom of the table with 4-5 points, with 8-9 points. Gone are those days. This is the kind of stuff which happens in Premier League football, I would say. It's not quite correct to compare cricket with football, but if you look at the table, this sort of competition happens in Premier League football. The teams at the last can beat any team at the bottom at any given day. So this is, this year IPL has been great. It has been excellent. It has been very entertaining. It has been very professional. Batting, bowling, fielding, catches, everything was excellent. So having the league matches has been over. Today was the last day of the league matches. So I just want to make 2 or 3 points before we go into the qualifiers. So first thing is that there is a very interesting concept. If you see for the last 5-6 years, or even more, or for the last maybe 10 years, KKR had some very good players which they let off. For example, Surya Kumar Yadav, Manish Pandey, somewhat Yusuf Pathan, Chris Gayle. There are many players which KKR left off, and Surya Kumar Yadav was in KKR for 2 years, but his performance was not that great. I mean, one or two knocks was there, but it was not that great. But from the moment he went to Mumbai Indians, he has been playing excellent. I mean, something happened. I mean, it's like magic. And he has been playing excellent. He's taking responsibility. He's a very important part of the squad now. And the same thing is with Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle was KKR, even though he was injured, but he played many matches for KKR. But for the time after that, once he went to Bangalore, and then once he went to mostly in Bangalore. He started playing, the shots, and he started to, take on the Gale Storm. So I think it's a very important point that somehow, the players who are coming in KKR um, is missing a bit of spark in KKR. And once they go out of KKR, they are performing good. And apart from that, I would say that Manish Pandey, KKR shouldn't have let go of Manish Pandey, because whatever happens, Manish Pandey is a very good player, even if he's not a regular in Indian cricket team. But in IPL conditions, he's very effective. I think KKR shouldn't have left Manish Pandey. But whatever has happened. It's not KKR's year this year. KKR should have been more hardworking, should have taken the catches, should have taken more responsibility, ownership. But having said that, they showed what they are capable of in the last match. I mean, scoring 191. If Andre Russell was there, KKR would have went to 230 or 240. Who knows? So I think that this is the potential that KKR has. The last match, and they should take that positive. That is the only positive that is left with KKR, and they should take that positive to the next IPL, which is, as you said, is 6-7 months later. And apart from that, I would like to say, if you see today's match, Hyderabad. I don't know about Mumbai, because Mumbai has already qualified. They are sitting on the top. So
I
Mumbai
was
lacked.
I was actually coming to that only because first of all because Mumbai had already qualified, and so yeah, I think it was a wise decision to keep hold Bumrah and Bolt back, because they are playing in less than 48 hours. They have to play the playoff. So I think that was a pretty good decision. So let's keep Mumbai aside. My question to both of you: what a player this guy is turning out to be, Ridhiman Saha, because Ridhiman Saha opening the batting with David Warner gives them an extra option to hold Bairstow back and to send an all-rounder like Jason Holder, who can actually bat in the middle order and also can bowl for 4 overs and also a fabulous fielder, isn't it? So what a value add Ridhiman Sai is turning out to be, and is also the best wicketkeeper in the world right now.
Oh well, so if that is a stat, then that is really fantastic. And with respect to his batting, yeah, I was actually wondering why Johnny Bairstow is sitting in the dugout, and like I was just wondering who are the actual four foreign players. Like one is Warner, the other one is Kane Williamson. Yeah, you cannot skip Rashid. So it should be either Jason Holder or Johnny Bairstow or Kane Williamson. And I don't know, like you can actually go with Johnny Bairstow also, but because Wriddhiman Saha is a very good replacement for Bairstow, so they have that liberty to continue with Kane Williamson. So that is what I feel. In the sense, like if there was no such a replacement, it is very hard to replace a player such as Besto, and he's like as you know, like he is the like England's wicket-keeper batsman, and like uh, World Cup winning team. Like, so you cannot keep such kind of players aside, and you can play in your like IPL. So I was just surprised, but you don't have an option. You on the other hand, you have Kane Williamson. He is also New Zealand captain. So, and the only thing was like, because the situation demands an all-rounder such as Jason Holder. So maybe that has become a very good plus point for Wriddhiman Saha, and he has like performed with whatever the limited opportunity he has got, and he has performed really well. Like, he has
And
capitalized it to 100%,
and also
and
there was a old mantra of the IPL that if you want to win, get a West Indian. So that exact strategy is working out
exactly,
for the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Sunrisers
So
Hyderabad.
and on
And
that regard,
also,
yes.
yeah, and also I'm actually thinking, if that is the case, like if India is having such a good batsman, wicket keeper, I think other teams will have to look for Johnny Bairstow. Like you just cannot let such kind of a player sitting in the dugout and playing every IPL like henceforth. So other teams will have to make a bet on him. And since Ridhiman Saha is already present in Hyderabad, uh, like I feel Johnny Bairstow should play in the 11. Like any team, I don't mind, but he has to play. Yeah.
Pratim, quick one on
Yeah,
Ridhiman
so
Saha.
if 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 Besto comes in and along with Riddhiman Shah and Holder going out, then it will be a paradise of batting. It will be a batting paradise for Sunrisers. And on any given day, they can just take on the attack. I mean, if Besto comes in, he will have the license to go after the bowling because there are many batsmen to follow. So it's a decision that Sunrisers will have to make. I guess going forward, Shaha, I guess Shaha wouldn't be dropped. Shaha will be playing because the way he played for the last few matches, especially the last four matches. I mean, it is very hard for any team to drop Shaha, Ridhiman Shaha. And I don't know about Besto. If Jason Holder goes out, staying on the condition, Besto can come in. But
Yeah.
seeing the recent scenario, I don't think that Besto is getting any chance. If Holder goes out, then Besto will come in. But
And
Shaha
Holder
is,
is
I
taking
must
quite a
mention,
lot of
Shaha has
wickets.
played a very
Holder is taking quite a few wickets, so it's you cannot just drop. And with Bhuvneshwar Kumar missing out of the IPL, I think the Jason Holder is a good value add for the Hyderabad bowling line.
then I
How
guess
about Kane Williamson on the other
has to
hand?
see.
You just can't keep him out. You Kane Williamson is too good a player to left out.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Williamson has to be there. I mean, there is no question of Williamson going out. He will be
Yeah,
there. That is for sure. But I am quite unsure about Besto. I don't think that as you said, Holder playing, taking wickets. I don't think that Besto has that good chance of making. So it's a
yeah,
just see the prospect of Sunrisers. A player like Besto, he has to be taken out. So it's I mean, it's a dream scenario. I mean,
yeah.
it's a dream scenario for Sunrisers actually.
So
And
having said yes,
Ridhiman Shah played an excellent knock 3-4 years back when he was playing for Punjab Kings 11. It was a final against KKR, which eventually KKR won, but he made a century. He played an excellent knock, and he for the last two matches he has been playing excellent. So he's a very fearless
yeah,
cricketer. He's a very good wicket keeper. So he should be there at the team, and he should open the batting. And I think that I am quite sure. I mean, I guess that Sunrisers should give him the license to go out and attack in the power play. So that is what Saha can do. So I think that he's a great ad, and he should play the matches.
absolutely. So having said that, I'll straight away go to you on the predictions of the first playoff. So where the top two teams are meeting, Mumbai is playing Delhi in a high voltage clash. So a quick prediction from both of you. Because my prediction, I just want to go a little off bit because I have seen the second team always having an advantage in the IPL. So I think, and Delhi picking up form in the last match. So I personally think it will be Delhi. So what about you?
According to me, it will be Mumbai. Like just because of the team they have, and if everybody comes in, like whoever was sitting outside, Bumrah, Pandya, and who else? Even one more bowler is
Bolt,
also sitting outside, I guess.
Bold, Trent Bold.
Trent Bolt.
Yeah, Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt. So
And
if you just include all the
Pollard is in a
yeah,
super form. The shots he were
Pollard is
hitting
there,
today.
Rohit Sharma is there, Surya Kumar Yadav is there, Ishan Kishan is there. You just name like everybody is performing, and
Yeah,
it's a brilliant team on paper. So if everybody comes in, like how can you like you just imagine, even if you bat if you send them to bat, let them put a total of 165, 170 or something. But once again, you cannot straight away go if Bumrah is out there, and Trent Bolt will bowl in the power plays and Bumrah in the death. So it's not that easy to chase also.
Yeah.
And if you let them chase, then they have such a big, deep batting lineup, and they, after 5 down, you see Pollard coming in, and it's gone, man. So that is what I feel like. They're too stronger team.
Raktim, the quick prediction.
Yeah, so it's a very tough call. It will be a great match. I'm eagerly waiting for the match. But you know, I have a gut feeling that Delhi will win it. I mean, Delhi will make through the match. Mumbai, you know, Mumbai is impossible to beat with the players that they have.
Yeah.
But on pen and paper, if I compare the team on statistics, everything, data and everything, if I do the mathematics, of course, Mumbai will win the race in any day, any given day. But I have a gut feeling that Delhi will go through this time. So I will put my bet on Delhi.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you very much, Sudarshan, and thank you so much, Raktimda, for joining. Good night to both of you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.